So, hi everybody, I'm Cheryl Casoni. Joining me for the hour, I've got James Lebenthal, president of Equity Asset Management at Lebenthal & Company, and attorney Kimberly Guilfoyle, host of Breaking News on Fox News. The effect on the economy, I think, is going to be fascinating with the government shutdown. I mean, if you have spending by the federal government shutdown, that relates to consumer spending. The market's going to hate this.
The market's going to hate it, but for me very badly, much more so than any consumption effects that the government promotes. I'm amazed that the Republicans haven't figured out how detrimental to their chances are in 2012 a shutdown would be.
But they're the ones that are calling for cuts in spending. And if you look at the polling,
well, they're
in the
trying
country,
to be
Kimberly, people are saying quit spending.
They're trying to be accountable to the people, to the electorate that are saying, listen to us now and hear us, because you'll feel it again next time the elections come around. Cut the spending, stop the abuse and waste in Washington. But what's really just so reprehensible is the fact that these two sides can't come together to do the right thing. That's their job, is to help the government run efficiently and to spend, if they have to, responsibly. They are failing abysmally at all of this, and the American public is going to be frustrated. Wall Street will feel and see the effects of it, because how can you have any confidence in people that can't do just the basics to keep the government running?
Keep your own fiscal house in order.
Really.
Americans are doing it. Why can't they do it? And we disagree.
They should
on
lose their
Can I add one point, though?
Real quick, yeah.
These guys are missing it with the $33 billion versus $61 billion. That's immaterial. What we need to be focusing on is entitlement spending.
Right.
Now, you can hate or you can like Paul Ryan's proposal, but it's the only proposal out there that deals with the elephant in the room.
Right. Well, and I'll tell you, speaking of the elephant, Google and what it could mean.
Yeah, you know, there is a big question on the table. Is Google in too many lines of businesses? We know it's the #1 search engine out there. We know that it's a #1 ad player on the internet. Yesterday, Comscore came out with a report saying that out there is saying that depending upon what happens with this deal, it could signal and could create a search result at the #1 spot versus the #10 spot. But again, no formal investigation here in the United States.
From a legal perspective, Kimberly, are they a monopoly?
Well, you know, it certainly appears that they are, and that's why this investigation is warranted. They've been able to get away with this for so long, and many people who study this particular area of the law and antitrust violations and monopolies are saying, listen, hey, you know, Google's been able to get favored nation status from the Obama administration. Fact. And maybe now there's about to be a proper investigation by the FTC, and they can use Section 5 to do so, which can be easier than going the other route through the Department of Justice, and they're able to kind of expand their ability to investigate and see whether or not there is, in fact, a monopoly going on. It seems pretty obvious, right, to like the lay person, but they're going to have to go through and see if they can, you know, meet the elements. And as you recall, Google was mouthing off about Microsoft, oh, woe is me, that they're an antitrust.
The administration, you're talking about Eric Schmidt's very tight relationship with the president of our
like
country.
This. Yeah. Like this.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which
pry him off of Google.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons people are saying that Eric Schmidt stepped down as a CEO, because he has to tell how that story evolves. But, you know, I think what you're saying is right, is that to the layperson out there, everybody knows that Google's the #1 player, and it's become a verb. It's become the way that we sort of interact with the web. Doesn't mean that it's a monopoly. I think that's a different scenario, though, and I think we're going to have to go through formal legal channels to make that decision.
I'm going to Google Shibani Joshi's reporting after we finish the show. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Well, from Google to yeah, exactly. The tickets are very, very cheap. If you would like to go to Radio City.
He's having a hard time over there at Radio City.
A very hard time. Yeah, James,
might learn a few things.
It's going to be you and me and the duck.
Yeah, we've got the ducks. All right, so let me get on to this one. So, all right.
That's what I was saying. If they can't do their job, they shouldn't get the pay. Seriously, lose your salary, and then they should lose their job.
They actually